Hi everyone. So welcome to the story 2 of the exercise stories. So basically in this episode what we are going to see is how a muscle contracts. Okay. So as we had seen before, the muscle contracts based on the brain signals. The brain sends information that the muscle needs to be contracted. Okay. So the brain sends the signals via the nerves which comes and gets connected into the muscles. Okay. So there is a place where the nerves that comes and ends inside the muscle, which you call it as neuromuscular junction, which is where the chemical changes happens that is responsible for the muscle contraction. So once the signals comes at the end of the nerve fibers, which is at the end of the nerves, which is connected to the muscles, there are certain reactions that happens. One of the major things that happens is this signals helps in the release of the calcium ions in that particular area. These calcium ions helps in the release of the chemicals from the nerve endings, which is basically called as the acetylcholine or the ACH. So this ACH, once it gets released and comes out and gets in contact with the muscle layer, okay, where the nerve layer and the muscle layer, okay. So when it comes in contact with the muscle layer, it helps in the release of the calcium ions also in the muscular structures, okay, especially the muscle fibers. So this is very crucial, okay. So these calcium ions that gets released from the muscular surrounding tissues helps in the process of contraction, okay. So calcium ion is the first important thing. The second important thing which is again going to help in the contraction is nothing but the ATPs. So these ATPs are nothing but the energy storage we might have studied in our school days. So these ATPs are stored in the mitochondria in the muscle cells that gets activated and also helps in the muscle contraction. So basically the calcium ions and the ATPs are the major responsible for the muscle contraction. Okay. So now how these things help is what we are going to see now. As I had said in story 1, so we have thick fibers and the thin fibers. Okay. So these thick fibers helps in pulling up the thin fibers, causing a muscle contraction is what I explained in class 1. So these calcium ions helps in the thin fibers to make itself readily available for the thick fibers to go and pull it, okay. So unless the calcium ion reaches there, the thin fibers are closed and are not ready to get in touch with the thick fibers, okay. This is one. Second is the ATPs, as I said before. These ATPs, once they break up and release the energy, this energy is responsible for the thick fibers to open up its head and get connected to the thin fibers and pulls it closer so that the muscle contraction happens, okay. So this is how the calcium and the ATPs that are basically released from the brain signals via the nerve fibers getting connected into the muscles helps in making a muscle to contract, okay. So what I talked about is just one small unit of the muscles. So like this, there are a series of muscle fibers that are located along with each other and also as bundles, so that these signals, once it reaches the end of the muscles, these all calcium and the ATPs work along with each other to bring about an effective muscle contraction. Okay, so as we are talking about contraction, I'll say about one more thing. With that, we'll finish off this story too. Okay, so these muscle fibers we are talking about, right? Those are basically divided into two. Okay, so basically type 1 and type 2. So I'm going to show you only the basics so that it's easy for you to understand. So type 1, it is like slow fibers, and type 2 it is like fast fibers. Okay, so type 1, why it is framed as fast fibers, and type 2, why it is framed as type 1 why it is framed as slow, and type 2 why it is framed as fast is based on its components. Okay, so the type 1 basically has a lot of oxygen molecules. Okay, so as I had said before, these oxygen molecules helps in releasing the ATPs. Okay, these type 2, why it is termed as the fast twitch fibers is because it has glycogen. Okay, so the type 1 has oxygen, the type 2 has glycogen. Okay, both releases ATP. Okay, but the difference is the type 1, in the type 1 muscle fibers which has the oxygen, has the capacity to produce only limited amount of ATPs, whereas in type 2 it has the capacity to produce ATPs in huge numbers. Okay, but the important difference is In the type 1 slow twitch muscle fibers, it has the capacity to produce ATPs, which is responsible for the energy and the muscle contraction for a longer duration of time. Okay, that's why it is called slow twitch muscle fibers, where the endurance is more. Whereas in the fast twitch muscle fibers, where the glycogen is used to produce the ATPs, has the capacity to produce ATPs in large quantities, but only for a shorter duration. So after this, what happens is these byproducts of um, the glycogen has certain acidic properties called as the lactic acids. Slowly this lactic acid gets accumulated and helps in preventing of the thick fibers and thin fibers to get in contact with each other, thereby preventing muscle contraction, so that fatigue and the presence of these acidic chemicals helps in creating the pain as well. Okay, so to give you a short example, let us take an example of the sprinter and the marathon runner. So the sprinter usually has a lot of this fast twitch muscle fibers, wherein he has the capacity or the ability to produce the needed energy in quick succession, so quickly, so that he can able to go to the finish line very fast. Whereas for a marathon runner, he needs a long standing energy, wherein he is trained himself to activate a lot of slow twitch muscle fibers, so that the energy what he is required to run the entire stretch, okay, is long lasting. Okay, so that's how each of our muscle fibers has a combination of both the fast and slow twitch muscle fibers. When through training, that is we will be discussing in further stories. So through training, we can able to specifically build up this fast twitch or the slow twitch muscle fibers based on the need. Okay, so to give it in a bit more shorter explanation, for example, if I'm giving a shake hand to you, okay, so this shake hand I'm using a fast twitch muscle fiber, okay, whereas I'm not going to give shake hand for longer duration, okay, it's going to be the shorter duration, okay. Whereas if I'm going to sit for a long time or stand for a long time, I'm going to use my energy for a longer period of time. So during these places, most of my leg muscles and the back muscles, which is going to hold me for a longer period of time, uses the slow twitch muscle fibers. Okay, so hope this is clear. And if you have any any more doubts, please put up in the comment section, or you can email me in the email ID which you can find it in the description. So I'll see you tomorrow for the story 3, which will be again going to be very interesting. So thank you.